5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Mister?
Nothing?
See, why you're trespassing on private property.
Trespassing?
Loitering too, man. That's right, you're loitering too.
I didn't see any signs.
What you call that?
Graffiti?
No, man. That's not fucking graffiti, that's a sign.
He can't read it, man.
I'll read it for you. It says this is fucking private property. No fucking trespassing. This means fucking you.
It says all that?
Yeah.
Well, maybe he wrote it in fucking English. I could fucking understand it.
All right. What y'all looking for?
I am looking for the master.
Ain't no masters here, dude. Ain't no slaves either.
Is this not his fortune cookie factory?
The master, he doing his wisdom thing.
I seek only wisdom of the master.
You want wisdom? You buy fortune cookie.
Take a hike, cool breeze.
Yeah, baby.
Please, I must see the master. It is very important to me.
Look here, chump. The master don't see nobody. Especially no jive coolies.
Yeah, he don't see no one who don't know how to get down, baby.
Right,
You
down.
dig, bro? You too square, man.
Well,
Let me say it so he can understand it, Jim. You go now. Chop, chop. Holy ass out of this place. Am I saying right, my man? That's good. That's good. That's good.
Like hasta la pasta, you know?
Ciao,
20
baby.
finishes.
Avisen, baby.
Hasta luego.
Sayonara.
Catch you on the flip-flop.
Sayonara.
I say we kill him. Yeah! I say we hang him, then we kill him. Yeah! I say we stomp him. Yeah! Then we tattoo him. Yeah! Then we hang him. Yeah! And then we kill him. Yeah! I say we let him go. No!
I say you let me have him first.
Thanks a lot, dudes.
I hope you play your bike, man.
Oh no, where did that go? Mandela affected. Oh no. I said we going Mandela affected. Oh no, where did that go? And we all infected. Oh no. I said daydreamer dream.
They said I'm just a daydreamer dreaming with my head always motherfucking in the ceiling. But it seems that the shoes got that Texans. Y'all ain't really fucking seeing y'all affected. But now you got 6 holes in your fucking face, man. What is you been sleeping? No one is mistaken me for logically frustrated. Cause now I know that there's always been 6 people seated in the JFK assassination. But of course all the vets know let's go where it went. Logically frosty, he shouldn't be like this. I'm just the point of it. Be careful what you wish for in the matrix glitch. Where I'm fucking from, it wasn't like this, but at least it's nice to know I'm not alone in shifts.
When Mandela affected, I don't know where the dark goes. Mandela affected, oh no. I said we going Mandela affected, I don't know where the dark goes. And we all affected, oh no. I said daydreaming.
You shifty bastards, your wrists are tethered as your pulses under your thumb no longer centered. Your shrinking factor, here and after. Not even talking that quick, it's just that time is moving faster. You're lost in the facts since reality's hackfish, like summoning demons with these dancing tactics, like Sam psychiatric, blending semantics, losing your stars and stripes as the demons demanded, running in circles, but to whose advantage? It's the signs from the creators while on Satan's sandwich. No longer get scared from Ricky Ricardo's laughter. In fact, I slap a bitch just to hear someone in the chatter, like someone in a bar quoting it like it matters. Cause this isn't my home, it's a splendid disaster. How the fuck could this be? Someone tell me, yo, can I say?
When Mandela affected, I don't know where the dark goes. Mandela affected, oh no. I said we going Mandela affected, I don't know where the dark goes. And we all infected, oh no. I said daydreaming.
What up, what up, what up? Hope everyone could hear me. Good to see everybody. All y'all in the chat. See you, Angela, Baby Carson, Sue Finelli, Sean Osborne. We got the one and only Brian S. Stavely. It's been a while. Sorry about the camera. I'm still using my old laptop, my MacBook. It's like 10 years old, at least, I think. But yeah, just been living here in southern SoCal. Life is pretty chill here. How's everyone doing? Lots happening around your town. Offer Zero, hey, what's up? I know, right? Lens looks hazy. It's just the lighting. Sorry, guys. Maybe I should shut my camera off. Anybody want to join? Sue, you want to join? You can join. So, Brian, are you still in South Carolina, North Carolina? One or the other? Borderline? Hey, I see you going from place to place. Very inspiring, Brian. Brian Stavey, always the traveler. That guy travels so much, flies a lot. Give you credit, Brian. Anybody else travel, fly? I'm not really much of a flyer. Ever since everything went down, just took the fun out of flying, you know. I don't know how you guys all do it. You get all crammed inside the cabin. How y'all do it? Brian, how you do it? Can't believe you did it when everybody was told not to. And you're the only one like breathing freely while everyone else is covered up. That's gotta be so surreal. So surreal. You're up there in the sky. Everybody in that cabin is protecting the other person by inhibiting their breath of air. So crazy. Let me turn off this banner. Brian, I've been keeping up with your videos. Not all of them, but some of them. Brian, you're way too patient. Oh, so patient. I think Brian's one of the most patient ones with truthers. I kind of gave up on the Truth Committee a while ago, a long time ago. But I think Brian, kudos to him, very patient, trying to explain in simple terms, simple words, what truth should be, sticking to your senses, remembering your memory, and making that special, you know, making that real in your life, a reality. Like it was once really that. Not only I, but thousands of other people share the same memory. Amazing, crazy stuff, right? So to deny this, I don't know, supernatural, would you say, or spiritual phenomenon. And I'm glad Brian's starting to say it's more spiritual versus supernatural. You know, supernatural, you could take God out of it, and it's more like supernatural. You just go against what's nature, the laws of nature. Doesn't mean that there's a spiritual aspect to it. But once you cross to the spiritual line, then the credit is to God, Almighty, the universe, all-knowing. So we're talking about spiritual here. And I get it. Some people can't leap to that level. And that's okay. And you know what? I don't think the purpose for truthers, honestly, at least for me, is to like be this evangelist truther, you know what I'm saying? Convincing everybody around me, the world. I don't think it works that way. Maybe for some people, and that's their approach. That's fine with them. But I think for other truthers, I mean, truth is like, it's just a big variety, right? I don't know. I think for truthers, at least for me, my approach is, how is this going to affect my life in a positive way where I can grow spiritually and vibe high with the people that I want to, and people that I like being around and who like being around me. And it doesn't always have to be about truth. It can be about something else, a different topic, a different hobby. That's what I'm learning. You know, truth isn't like what you see on screen. You know what I'm saying? Watching these like truth videos and being in chats and forums and whatnot. It's not about truth. Yes, it's part of the learning aspect. Like church isn't about just going into the building, you know, learning, you know, reading the Bible. You know, church is more than that. Church is more about the social aspect. How do you become a Christian or a follower of Christ outside the four walls? There's so many aspects of church. Same thing with truth. And even with people, right? Just because you call yourself a truther doesn't mean that I'm going to vibe with you and you're going to vibe with me. I think we're back. Sorry about that. Technical difficulties. So what was I saying? Yes, it's all about the vibration, who you vibe with. And similar to church, just because you go to the same church, you call yourself Christian, does not mean you're going to get along with every Christian, every churchgoer. And I think in the midst of it, you got to pick and choose who you vibe with, what their approach is. Because usually their approach is similar to your approach. And if you guys have the same approach, then that's wonderful. But if you have different approaches, then that is different as well. Then it's hard to mix water and oil together. You know, the truth community has taught me a lot. You know, watching videos, following people, learning about flat Earth, Mandela effect, 9/11, learning all these great things has really taught me to open up my mind, ask why, ask the questions. I think that's what's important. I think I was able to grasp that. But in the end, you got to move on. You got to like use that as a stepping stone to make you happier, to live a healthier life. And I think that's the ultimate goal. Not just to uncover truth, which is fine, but you know what? What are you going to do with this truth to make your life a better life where you can bless other people, bless yourself, and grow? And that's what I'm doing, you know? I've been focusing a lot on my spirituality. And that takes a lot of energy. Because with spirituality, and what truth has really taught me is, hey, there is a spiritual realm. If the Mandela effect is in fact real and going on, yes, this reality of ours is fluid. It is not concrete. If it is fluid and changing, what is changing it, or who is changing it? There has to be a supernatural, at least, I would call it spiritual phenomenon. Do I know who it is? Who's doing it? I don't know. However, I do know there's a good light side, and then there's a dark, heavy side. That's kind of like pulling each other. That's what I know. You can sense it in people. You can sense it in groups and crowds. You know what I'm saying? Wherever you go, certain time of the day or at night will carry that vibration, that energy, whether it's light or dark. Heavy energy or light, easy going energy. That's what it's all about. So I've been just trying to focus on like that energy, you know, making it positive, making it good. And how do you do that? Or how do I do that? Well, I do simple things. I try to relax. I try not to put myself in fear. You know, because whenever you're watching a video, like let's say a YouTube video, and you put yourself in fear, you're weighing yourself down. You're putting yourself in that negative, heavy, dark energy. And if that's fine with you, that's fine with you. But it doesn't jive with me physically, you know, on a physical level. And just physically, if I do that a lot, I will physically get sick. My body will physically shut down. If I spend most of the day in this room and just watch videos, that doesn't give me the energy. You know what I'm saying? I don't get to be in the sun, breathing fresh air in the meadows. You know what I'm saying? If I'm like truth, and I'm like soaking it all in 7-8 hours a day inside watching videos, yes, that's great. However, it won't help me in my life. It'll cause more pain, more suffering. And you know what? Ultimately, we all want happy, non-suffering lives. That's how I see it. We don't want to suffer no more. Okay, we were lied to. We've been lied to. Okay, get over it. Maybe the issue or the problem is it's not a matter of fact of being lied to or not. Did you ever think of that? Like, yes, of course we expect the truth, but really, like, this reality isn't like, it doesn't owe you or me to tell you the truth. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's okay. Like, and the fact that we're able to find out what is truth, I think that's the jewel in itself, to actually know truth. Because not everybody will dig and find that truth. Maybe that's the jewel stone itself, and that we can use that to catapult our own individual lives to greater things, surpassing what is the physical, what we think can be accomplished or not, how to elevate and get to the next level, maybe the next dimension. You ever think of that? Maybe the purpose of your life is to raise in higher frequency so that you can bump start or jumpstart dimensions. Maybe it's possible that we're in different dimensions. Some are higher and some are lower, but we're all living in the same reality, the same place, just different frequencies, different dimensions. Some are higher, some are lower. Maybe the purpose is to get to the highest dimension possible that you as the individual, quote unquote, truther possibly can. So, Truth Talk with Hieu TV. What I think of the truth community. You know, I do have friends who are truthers. You guys are all my friends. It's a small circle, right? And that's okay because we vibe together. You don't have to be here. I don't have to be here. But we vibe together. We connect in that way. And that's enough. And maybe you aren't on board with the Mandela effect yet. You're not sure, whatever. But as long as we vibe on a certain level, in a certain way, then it works. So yes, I do love my individual truther friends. However, the group as a community, very much a big disappointment. I mean, who am I to say, right? I make a video like once every, I don't know, 6 months. But Hieu TV is quite disappointed. We haven't rallied together. We are not one force. And can we even be one force? Is that even possible? I don't know, but I would like to hope and believe that it is possible. But there's so many people bickering, fighting. So many people have issues with so many people. And I get it. We don't vibe together at all. We don't all like vibe, right? I mean, how can we? It's impossible to everyone to vibe. And I guess my point is, like, pick your own group, pick your own friends, pick your own crowd. And I think you have to be in the truth community for a while to be able to pick and choose certain people in your circles. I think that's important. Very important. Because my motto is it's not just all about truth. Yes, truth is important. However, life is much more than watching the next video, truth video. You know what I'm saying? It's about enjoying life with your friends, family, loved ones. It's about growing mentally. You know, just sharpening yourself mentally, growing in that area, having good health, being healthy. You know, I'm trying to do that. The older I get, it's more difficult. So I try to walk every day. walk outside my neighborhood. And you know what? Through that, you know what happens? You get to meet your neighbors. Isn't that wonderful? You get to talk to your neighbors in person. Oh, I mean, I think doing that is in itself a jewel. At least for me, like during the day, it's like, that's one of my highlights, talking to people on the street. Because you know what I learned? What I learned is where you put yourself spiritually on an elevated level, your surroundings most of the time, I'm saying like 90% of the time will match it. So if you're vibing really high, getting into your spirituality, going deep within, doing the work, if you're into that, right, your reality will start matching that. Because you're going to be vibing at that certain frequency. So then thus your reality, your surroundings, what's around you will ultimately match that resonance. So really it's up to the individual to decide what frequency, vibration you're going to vibe at. And it's a daily decision, a daily vibe. And it breaks it down to an hourly vibe, how you're vibing now. And that's what I'm learning. If you vibe high, and if you vibe high and you go for a walk outside in your neighborhood or in the park, of course, you know, you might meet some like weird, scary people or freaks. But if you do this, I promise you, your reality will match it. And you will meet people. You will run into certain experiences. Things will just magically happen to match the vibe you are vibing. And you know what that tells me? That tells me that you are in control a lot in your reality. Like you dictate it. You set the tone. That's what I'm learning. If you're negative and you're, you know, you just think of the cup is half empty, your reality will match it. It will, I promise you. But they don't tell you that a lot in the truth circles, right? We're into like how the government is lying and all that. The truth of the matter is, it doesn't matter what's happening around you. Figure your shit within, you know, figure yourself within. Do the work. Clean yourself out from within. And you know what? You will start to match a clean, vibing, light, burdensome free type of reality. Ultimately, it's up to you. It's up to the individual, and it's up to the truther. You can be full of truth and still be a miserable person. You know, you see those truthers who look miserable, lock themselves in their rooms, never go out, never socialize. Honestly, sometimes you just gotta be an NPC, and I'm being serious. You just sometimes just gotta shut it off and go on robot mode for a little bit, so that you can just relate to other people, the masses, right? And I get it. We we are not fans of NPCs. But that does not excuse you or I to not be amongst them, socializing amongst them, understanding them, talking to them, hanging out with them, sharing a meal with them. They're not all that bad. There are our mothers, our fathers, our brothers, our sisters, our best friends. And yes, they might be in the dark in many things and topics, but that's okay. Maybe that's what they chose in this life of theirs. And we have to let it be. And maybe we're not called to be evangelists, truthers, to try to convince everybody. Maybe that's not the point of our life. Maybe our life is much, much more than that. But it's up to the individual to do the work and to find for themselves what gives them energy, what gives them purpose and joy and significance. Each individual, each truther needs to find that themselves. And I'll tell you what, truth is important, but it shouldn't be the number one thing in your life. A lot of you guys might disagree, but all I'm saying is life has to be more than just truth. You're going to find some other type of enlightenment through a hobby, through a social group. And like I said, you might have to NPC for a season. God forbid. Go amongst the people. Share a common hobby. And I get it. You just want to tell them the truth. But at the same time, we need to learn how to discipline ourselves and be patient and maybe just listen most of the time. And when the opportunity comes, it comes. But we don't shove it down their throat. Is that approach different than an evangelist? You know, shouting at your face saying, oh, you got to believe in this and that, or else you're going to hell. How does that approach work for you? So I'm taking it like the individual route. You know what I'm saying? Go within. And if I have conversations with people, then on an individual level, just through like, I don't know, if they have questions or if they want to talk about deep stuff, yeah, I'll get into it. But that's not my primary goal, hanging out with them. What's up, guys? I hope this all makes sense. I haven't seen you guys in a while. I haven't been in a while. But who knows if YouTube will keep this on. I think I've had 2 strikes for a while. So that's why I was laying low. I hope you guys are doing all right. Let's take a break. All right.
Just standing up for my rights as a consumer. I'm rolling back prices to 1965. What do you think of that? Donuts. Package of 6, how much?
$1.12.
Oh! Too much. Aspirin. Price?
$3.40.
Oh, please. AA batteries, package of 4.
$4.29.
Nice try. Well, I think this whole shelf looks suspect. One soda. 12 ounces.
50 cents.
Sold.
An asteroid bigger than the Great Pyramid of Giza, measuring about 525 feet, will be passing by Earth today. And for space standards, it'll be considered a close encounter, but the asteroid will still be about 3.6 million miles away. Now, this isn't the first time an asteroid has gotten this close to the planet, but it's getting attention because of its size.
Most of them zip by our planet without any incident. but they are a wake-up call to the future, so that in the future, if we don't discover those objects early enough to be able to do something about it, they could collide with our planet and cause damage. Again, the chance of that happening anytime soon is slim.
Very slim. An even bigger asteroid is expected to get close to Earth next week. However, space experts still say that these asteroids, they won't be visible to the naked eye.
So slim, but there's still a chance.
I guess.
Okay.
I raised my eyebrow.
I know.
I doubt it. I doubt it. You probably could sleep easy, I'm sure.
I hope so. Every time I see those stories, I'm like,
I know. It's cringing.
It's only in the movies.
Yeah, there you go. That's a good
Only in the
word.
movies, you guys, okay?
Back in '82, I used to be able to throw a pigskin a quarter mile.
Are you serious?
I'm dead serious. Watch this.
What the heck are you doing?
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, dig that!
Shit, you shut up. You shut up. You were great tonight. There she is, the wonderful lady. Right? Personality plus all the time. Every time I come in here. Nothing but smiles for me. Whatever. I'm ready to eat. Here it is.
I couldn't touch it. Why do you have to a major production every time we go out and embarrass me? You know what? Oh, God. Jesus Christ, that's what all I have.
Our little boy is all grown up tonight. And you know what, big boy? You're grown up. You're grown up. Yeah, dig that.
I wear my face mask in my car so I can virtue signal in my neighborhood. And I wear my face mask when I walk so I can make sure they all know I'm really smart.
Keep your distance.
While they're deceiving me, it cuts my immunity. TV's got control of me. I turn it on, they say.
But this is not over yet.
Don't trust a man with the orange skin, oh no.
It comes from China. There has to be some form of punishment.
Don't mess around with the CDC numbers. Oh no, I can't believe it. We gotta make him a billionaire, oh yeah.
And then the final solution, which is a year to 2 years off, is the vaccine.
I wear my face mask in my house so I can stop a symptomatic disease spread to myself. And I wear my face mask when I bike so I can placate all the Karens at the park. And now the WHO is deceiving me. Trade freedom for security. TV's got control of me. I turn
Hello, hello. What's up? What's up, everybody? So, what do I think of the community, the true community? I love the individuals. I don't like the group. Ultimately, make your own group, make your own circle, make your own clique. You have to. You can't just hang out and agree with everybody. Not everyone's going to have the same approach as you do. Not everyone's going to vibe the same as you do. And don't act like you get along with everybody either. But it's okay. We all vibe similarly together. But again, you could feel it, especially nowadays and these times, you can feel the energy around you from the people that's vibing a certain way. Because if you don't pick up on that energy, I'll tell you what, you're doing yourself a disservice because everyone else around you is already picking up that energy, that vibration. And whether they stick around or not to increase that certain vibe, that's something you have to determine, whether you are going to be a part of it or not, to vibe at that frequency or not. And it's a lot of times it's not based on what you know as truth and what we all agree on as truth. Because a certain vibration goes beyond what you know or what you think you know, what's in here. Hope that makes sense. You got to be careful nowadays, especially nowadays. There's some dark shit out there, dark people out there, dark crowds out there. And I'm not saying that you should fear your common man person. All I'm saying is just be attentive with where you put yourself at certain times of the day and at certain places of the day. Because you know that vibration will vibe during a certain time and day and place. So pick up on it. Pick up on the people that are around there at that time and place. Who's vibing with who? Because you know they're all vibing together. So you got to pick up on what's vibing, who's vibing what. Maybe start your own vibe. If you're not vibing with the people around you, maybe start your own vibe. And maybe other people will vibe like you. And I'm not saying you have to like separate yourself, because we should help our common man, our common brother. We should have the heart to help them. But if they're not willing to have or take any help, don't throw yourself in the way of the bus and get run over. You got to learn as a truther to survive, baby. There's a time to fight, and then there's a time to be smart about it and to fight another day. You know what I'm saying? And as a truther, you know what? Have some emotion, some compassion for people, because not all truthers have that compassion for people. If you do, kudos, bravo, you're on the right side. But if you don't have compassion for your common fellow man, and you're only here to express a belief that maybe you don't fully believe, however, stand for what you want to stand for and make it right, make it good. Because in the end of days, there will be some type of calculation. I don't know what. I don't know who's calculating it or judging or deciding, But there is some calculation about your life. What you made of it, how you have grown and stretched your soul, yourself. There is an evaluation. I don't know if it's a test, whether it's pass or no pass, I don't know. All I do know is that there is a type of evaluation to how you lived your life. According to what rules or whose rules, that is up to you to figure out and to decide for yourself. I know for me who my ruler is, the judger of my life. I know who that is already. But for you, it could be different. I know for me what bar I set as my standard. But my bar is totally different from your bar of what is acceptable, what is good, what is of delight and of value, what makes your life valuable. I already set my parameters, and I had to go deep within. And as truthers, it's not about what's out there that's going to hurt you. It's more about figuring out yourself in here. That's the truth. Because we know out here, it's always going to change. Right? Out here is not concrete. Out here is fluid. But you know what we know is real is what's inside. What's inside the individual. That's what's valuable. That's the truth. It's not about going out into space, NASA, and figuring out the stars and the moons and all that. It's not about going out there. It's about going within and finding your truth within. Because we know out there is just a distraction. We know it's lies. They're not in space. There is no ISS. Shock, right? And if you believe there is ISS, watch the footage online of the ISS. The ridiculousness that goes on up there. Come on. The ISS is filthy of wires hanging everywhere. Why is that? That should not be possible in this reality. Clean up your mess. Wires should be tucked away. Panels should be beautifully covering these wires so no one trips on them. Come on, you're in space. Right? You go to like these servers, right? These computer servers that store lots of data, lots of computers, lots of wires, right? Do we have them sticking out all over the place? Or do we have them neatly covered with panels? So why doesn't NASA, NASA, right? They're smart. They should know better. It doesn't take a genius to say, hey, clean up your mess, NASA. This is filthy. Anyway, side tangent, side note. There are some truths that you just got to uncover. You got to do the work. You got to find the content. It's out there. It's just hard to find. But you can find it. So when you know that you've been lied to, you just simply have to be okay with it. Get over it. Okay, get over it. Oh, we've been lied to. Okay, get over it. Get over it. Truther, get over it. Like I said, the purpose of this reality isn't to tell you the truth. Maybe the purpose of this reality is to know that, okay, it's a given that we are lied to. Now get over it. and live your life accordingly, the best you can, in a way that will allow you to grow in a spiritual, human, and also divinely sparked entity, soul. Work on yourself, thyself. Know oneself, know thyself. That is true. Okay, we've been lied to. Get over it. Get over it. Don't get stuck on that. Don't get stuck on that. Because that is victim mentality. Understand, okay, we've been lied to, that's fine. I figured out the truth. I've risen above that. I can move on. I can live life. I could find growth in other areas, other ways. I can NPC for a while. It's okay. Shut off your truth mind and take a cooking class, or I don't know, take an art class. Do something amongst the people, the masses. Get to know them. Get to know yourself through that. Put yourself around people. Please, please, you have to. That's the only way to live a truthful, happy, pleasant life. Because we truthers aren't the best at socializing amongst the people. We need to work on that. Right? Less watching of these videos and more going out there into the people where they are. Yes, you're going to have to put on your shoes, get in your car, maybe drive somewhere. But you got to put yourself in those places. It'll make you healthy. So, truth community, find your own, make your own. For some of y'all, you're going to be going to these meetups, which is great. I suggest you going to meetups. Put yourself out there. However, just be aware of the vibes around you. Know who is speaking of truth out of love versus hate and division. Know what is fearful out there. Fear-mongering truthers. You know how they're fear-mongering? You just see their life. Are they full of fear? Do they distrust the common man, the common person? Ultimately, at the end of the day, we need to learn how to work with one another, not be in fear of each other. I'm learning that, especially with all the shit that we had to go through, beginning 2019 to 2022. Do you remember that? For 2 full years, we had to go through some bullshit, crazy bullshit. However, when those 2.5 years ended and things got to quote normalcy, that's when the truth community imploded. When we were going through all this shit through like 2020, 2021, we were tight together. We were one. But then when things relaxed, people starting to go out in public again. The truth community imploded. Quite disappointing. You know what? That's okay. You know what it taught me? It taught me to be strong yourself as the individual truther. The individual. Meaning, put the onus not on the group. The group doesn't save you. It's up to the individual to figure stuff out for themselves in their life. I think that's the ultimate goal. And that's the ultimate onus is on you, the individual. That is the truth. So you as the individual need to find what gives you that positive, good, loving energy. That when you wake up in the morning, you're refreshed, knowing I get to do this, or I get to be with this person. I get to go to this event. I get to share in this charity opportunity. Who knows, whatever. What gives you energy? That's the truth. The truth is you need to find out for yourself as your truth. And I tell you, it's not about watching a video online. There's no video that will enlighten you. No video. Enlightenment comes from within. So, thanks everybody for joining. I don't know how long I'm going to stay here. I just wanted to chime in and share with you how I felt. It is good to see everybody. How about this? I will open up the link. Whoever wants to be on with me can be on with me. I want to post a link. And if you want to come on, talk with Hieu TV, just click on that link. We will chill together. What is this, a Wednesday evening? There you go. This is your opportunity, guys, to hang out with Hieu TV. World famous, ever so famous Hieu TV. With 8 viewers on this live stream. That's how famous and big I am. I'm so big that I surpass numbers. Anybody? Let's take a break then. Right. We'll be back.
Why are they faking space? Why are they giving us fake pictures of the Earth?
The currency of control is intimidation, fear of consequences. So they're the first things that have to go if we really mean it when we say we want to make a difference. And when you put aside fear of consequences and just do what you know to be right, then that control system has lost its power over you. It's lost its power over silencing you, because you won't be silenced, because why would you compromise saying what you know to be right?
This is the moment men have worshipped as a goddess.
They want 4 minutes worth, John. Well, it's 1 minute and 5.
heavy asteroids, small bodies ranging from boulders to chunks 300 miles across, hundreds of them swinging in orbit about the sun.
All right. But we will at 5. Okay, that sounds good. You don't mind a little dirt here and there, do you, gang? No.
500 million miles out from the sun, the giant planet Jupiter, ruling 12 moons.
The Euclidean space-time is a closed surface without end, like the surface of the Earth. One can regard imaginary and real time as beginning at the South Pole, which is a smooth point of space-time where the normal laws of physics hold. There is nothing south of the South Pole, so there was nothing around before the Big Bang.
This is called gravity.
I don't remember seeing any.
No big agenda here, no big deal. These guys tell you there's no God, they tell you you live on a globe, they tell you evolution's real. They're all lies. They're all lies. They're all tied together. We're all controlled by the same people.
The bong stays in the treehouse.
Hey, boy.
Are you crazy? What if the cops come? You're here too?
Yeah, must be weird for you. And think about this, man. The whole world is happening right now. I mean, India, China, it's crazy.
Can you just leave me here with my dad?
All right, sure. I can fly! No, I can't!
Tina, you fat lard, come get some dinner. Tina, eat. Eat the food. Eat the food!
All right, welcome back. I think we have a guest, David Coffer Zero.
Hey everybody, how you doing?
What's up, buddy?
Yeah, doing good. Things are good in Nevada. You know, got to the gym today. I cooked some hot Italian sausage, so I'm happy.
Nice. What do you do at the gym?
For what? Mostly upper body is what I work on. You know, because I box too. So some days I'll box, some days I'll just get the arms going and everything.
Really? You box, huh?
Yeah, just for recreation.
Like you put on the gloves?
Oh yeah, wraps and glove. Yeah.
Wow.
I study technique on YouTube. Former boxers, like guys in their 40s.
Okay.
And they just say, this is what you do, this is what you don't do. And if you stick to fundamentals, you're going to be okay. You're going to be better than like half of what you see out there easily.
Yeah.
You know, yeah. Some guys are just like wide and just like not even breathing right because they don't know the fundamentals.
Now, are you like boxing other guys? Like, are you
No.
sparring with them, or
No.
you're doing like individual?
No,
like,
heavy bag, and there's like an uppercut bag. That's about it. Push-ups.
Cool.
Defense. A lot of defense.
Yeah.
I'll do like twice as much defense as offense. I'll warm up with like 5 minutes of defense easy. Just defense.
Yeah. You got to be mobile when you're boxing because you got to dodge the attacks coming to you, huh?
You got to move. The idea is you got to move the width of a fist. So if you just turn your hips, that's like 4 inches. That's enough. You know, that's just that. Or let them hit here. That won't hurt you. Just give them the top of your head. As long as they don't get you like there, you're fine. So it's fundamentals.
Keep your hands up too, right?
All the time.
Right.
All the time.
You don't want to leave your face like unprotected. You always
I work on kind of a defense that I've kind of like grown into, that I've kind of worked out myself, that you don't see too much. It's like a nose neck. You always have a hand at the nose and the neck like this, and you fill in with the movement. And there's all kinds of styles, but that's what works for me.
Yeah. Keeping your hands up is the number one rule in boxing, right?
Yeah. And I'm not I do bang inside and shove and stuff like that, the bag, but I'm more of like a slick and outside. Like I'll be way out, throw a pop, get my foot back, and then Pacquiao out of the way like that. Then come in, boom, boom, and then out again. Distance is the best defense. Period.
Yeah.
It is.
Hieu TV does not encourage fighting.
Yeah.
If possible, run away.
Yeah.
There's no good in fighting because let's say you knock them out.
Just like this. No.
There's no good in fighting because let's say you knock them out and their head hits the concrete. You're going to jail, buddy.
It's like chess. Somebody has to lose. This is a draw sometime, but
if you're going to fight, go to the grassy area and fight.
Well, anyways, the reason I came on is, I've been trying to crack the code like everybody else.
You try to crack the code. What code? Tell me.
Like the ME and the reality and all that stuff. I'm a digger. I dig.
Okay, tell me. Where have you gotten to?
Recently, my most recent research is I'm thinking of my first Mandela effect before I even knew what it was. I was a child, and I saw Smokey the Bear, Only You Can Prevent Forest Fires, switch to Smokey Bear, you prevent wildfires, and the suspenders dropped off. And I was a kid. I was like 7, maybe 8. And back then I'm thinking, that is a downgrade. Why would anybody do that? It's kind of dumb, because it was great the way it was, and now it's kind of funky, And I was trying to think back, like what was going on at the time back then? Like what was I personally involved in? I was in grammar school, and just getting the freaking globe and the history and all that stuff that they were pounding into me. But I also had my mother's mother died. It was my first funeral that I went to. And I remember, what's this? And they said, well, just go in there. You'll see grandma. And because I didn't know, kids don't know. And I said, okay. So I went in there. I remember walking in the front door, and that smell of like the flowers and that funky energy. I still remember that. It was so damn heavy. It was like doing a paranormal investigation, that's heaviness.
Yeah.
And I went in there and I saw her in her nice blue dress with the big white flowers on. I'm like, wow, because she's such a great woman. Anyways, that was my first experience. And I'm thinking, well, that was kind of in line with my first Mandela effect. And now that I thought it out, and we know how much consciousness works into this. Like, for instance, say that the name of a guitar changes, like a brand, and you go on eBay and you go, damn, I know it was that last week. I know it was different. You go on eBay, you see 8 with an old name and like maybe 8 with a new name for sale. And you go, what the hell is this? How come half the people are getting it wrong? But you check a year later and maybe 1 out of 30 have it wrong. They all went the new way because it was a consciousness shift.
Update?
Yeah, the people didn't even know it. They were just like TV. You just hit with something and you go, okay, that's how it is. You don't even think about it. Like most people don't even think about it. And so I think there's a death element or a life change, a life shift, like death, life, death, and combined with a consciousness element. And if you look at history, as much as we can tell, well, in 1910, there was some kind of like disease wipeout. 1930, depression. 1940 was World War II. 1950, Korea. 1960, Vietnam. It's like, and then after that, it was like all AIDS and Zika and all that crap. It's always something that's taken a lot of lives. And as it does, there's less people to be involved in the consciousness. Like the people that had the old consciousness, like, you're out of here. And even just that reduction of people that knew it the way it was makes a new way a lot more like easy to come in. And I'll add something to that. If you look at World War II, probably the biggest loss of life in like a 3 or 4 year period that we're aware of. And look at all the German stuff. Germany moved up and to the left and all these attacks and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And even with like the balloon bombs and stuff, a lot of Japanese went down and, fires.
Yeah, there's a lot of German references. And if you're a truther, and if you haven't dug your research into Germany and World War II, then are you really a truther? Like, come on, you haven't done that research. So please look into stuff like that. It's important.
Yeah.
Whether you pick a side or not, that doesn't matter. It's just you need to do your own research on that topic, because as truthers, I mean, that's like basic level 1 stuff you need to be educated about, and only you can educate yourself. So I can't tell you, you know what I'm saying? I can maybe refer you to certain stuff, but you ultimately have to dig for yourself in terms of World War II aspects, because we can't get away from it. We can't separate ourselves from it, because Mandela effect has so many instances and occurrences that refer back to that event, especially to Germany, that you need to kind of like have your own set beliefs. I think
Liberty damage and all that stuff, Star Fort.
Exactly.
And I'm just gonna add to this. It's going way out on the fringe, because sometimes we got to go out on the fringe to see what's out there. Is that the way I see it now? And I may be wrong. I don't know. I don't know how close I am to it. Say that today I was in a car wreck and I died, and say Hieu happened to be watching a YouTube channel and somebody said, "Oh shit, call for zero. It looks like he had a terrible accident. I don't think he made it." And you're like, "Oh man, really? I'm bummed." But then, like say Angela or one of the other people in chat, they never saw it. They were in a slightly different frequency, and they're seeing me talk to you now, like nothing ever happened.
Yeah.
And what that means is that I have fractaled off.
Yeah.
And in some way, my soul, which is not a small loaf of bread, it's a field, has created enough alternate, say, Dave avatars, however you want to put it, for the continuation.
Yeah.
Because have you talked to somebody that said, I've talked to people that said, I've taken 3 different things to kill myself at one sitting. Each one I've taken 3 times the dose to do it. I woke up 2 days later and I was fine. And I'm walking around today looking for a job. That person probably died. Look at the facts. Look at the facts. But in my reality, like Dave number 3 or 4 or 5, whatever I am, I see so-and-so number 2 is still alive. Number 1's gone, but I don't know it. I don't even know about it.
Yeah,
That's how I think it works like that.
Yeah, I think reality has infinite instances or versions that what could happen, and depending on what you vibe with, you will go along with that route of a vibrational decision and outcome. And
maybe
a lot of times, I totally agree, is that with you, is that and this is my own speculation, is when we sleep at night, there is a reconfiguration of our life through our dreams and what we emit in the, let's say, ether when we're sleeping. We all go into this space, right? Who can explain it, right? But we go into this space. I don't know how many hours, 6, 7, 8 hours every night, and through that space, we determine where we're going to be going and how our days will come about, whether the following day or whatever. And then our reality gets configured for that day. And then when we sleep that night, it again reconfigures to how you're vibing, what you're putting out there into the, I don't know, into the universe or whatever. And then the following day, I think it kind of catches up to kind of like what you have subconsciously planned at night sleeping. This is only my speculation, but I think there is a big part when we sleep.
That's part of it.
And how we determine our life and where it goes and heads. Because people always talk about your dreams and making your dream a reality, and is reality a dream? So I think there's something there when we sleep and we configure ourselves through what's going on up there.
Yeah, I have 2 thoughts on that subject. I had a vivid dream probably 8 or 9 years ago, one of only a few in my life that felt real, where I was like really functioning, and I woke up in a sweat and I was physically into it, you know? And in this vivid dream, I saw people I knew, but the time was off. Like they were standing next to a model car that wasn't the right year and stuff like that. You know, it was like the time was off sync. So I'm thinking that the dream state is a soft time realm of some kind. Like here, it's kind of linear. You can deny it and say no, but hey, last week we talked about it and they said it was linear. So it seems to be moving forward, like stepping forward, whether you agree or not. You could say it's always now, but I know that we last Tuesday, we planned on having a discussion about now, then. And that was then, and this is now. So I know, for me, it's not always now. So anyways, that's one point where that the time doesn't line up. And the second thing I'll bring up is I've had reoccurring dreams, like about 6 dreams, where in one, I'm in this house in the South that I've never been to. That's this 1-story sprawling house. It has like 7 rooms in it. I think I'm the owner, but I'm not sure. The front room is like a big living room, and I'll go down a hall and there'll be like several bedrooms, and some of them have like stains on the roof, on the ceiling that need to be fixed and stuff. I'm like walking through this place more than once.
You recognize it?
No. And I've exited it, and there's a big field, and at one point there was like a carnival in the field, and it was like, it's almost like maybe, like I said, Dave 3, Dave 4 went that way. And I'll add to that is my other dream of a house is I'm on this rocky point in New England where this house, it's like you go up this dirt gravelly road. It's kind of a slight incline to this like raised rock section near the ocean, probably about 40 feet above the crashing surf, that kind of thing. It's this long house. I'll walk in. There'll be a dining room that's long with like a chandelier and then a pinched doorway. Then the next room is like this 15-foot couch and this big screen. And then I'll walk further, and it's like this lookout room, this like semicircle with all glass that you could sit down and look at the ocean stuff.
Maybe you experienced that room
I've never been.
in a previous life or something.
I've never been, except in my dream, like 3 times.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Maybe that was familiar to you in a different life, and you're just recalling that memory in your subconscious through your dream.
It's hard to say.
Yeah, I've had dreams where it kind of foretold the future, where I would be in a certain scene, and then 6 months later I would be in that scene, and then I would then stop having that reoccurring dream, which is weird, right? So I don't know, man. Dreams are I think they're a key to really get to that next level of understanding.
I want to say something about synchronicity, and I'll be hopping off pretty quick, but I'll just add this synchronicity note. About 6 months ago, I was getting the bug to get on a motorcycle again, because I've owned 9 motorcycles. I crashed a couple of times, and I haven't been on a motorcycle for like 6-7 years, but I just had the bug. And I thought, if I was going to get one now, what would I get? And I thought I would get a Suzuki Bandit 1200. That's an old school Street Fighter bike. It's like a big, strong bike, but doesn't have all the fairing crap on it. It's just like a Street Fighter, it's called. So I looked in the locals, Las Vegas local, Bandit 1200 Suzuki. And I thought, well, I don't want to pay too much either. There was one in there, and it was like $3,300. It was exactly what I was looking for. It was one. And I'm looking at the pictures going, God, that just seemed too easy. It's just something's wrong here. To me, it just seemed too easy, you know? And then just this week, I had the bug to pick up a particular guitar, an Epiphone SG Special. It's a guitar that's kind of a low-end guitar, and they're kind of popular. And I looked online and I thought, well, I'm okay for now. Maybe sometime I will. And I thought, let me just look at Craigslist and see what kind of guitars are on there. The 3rd or 4th guitar down was an Epiphone SG Special Black, very good condition. Used, they go for like 160. This was like $95. So I sent him an email, but I'm thinking, that just seems weird. I thought, let me just look at Craigslist and see I was thinking there was going to be Stratocasters and Gretches and Les Pauls. There was a Epiphone SG Special there on sale.
Did these two occurrences, when you thought of them initially, was there like a certain type of emotion behind your thoughts?
That's a good question.
Can you explain that? Like, I'm sure there was an emotion.
That's a very good point, because the manifestations I've had over the last like 8 years have usually been associated with daydream, not like active thought. Like I'll be like, in one case, I was driving through a parking structure, and in the back of my mind, I was thinking, well, I'd like to find this, but I wasn't actively really, I wasn't like, okay, make it happen. I was in that back burner frame of mind. Just like, hey, maybe I'll get a motorcycle. I'm looking for a guitar, but we'll see what's out there. Maybe, maybe not. It was like that. It wasn't like that intense, like, goal search, because that's another thing.
It's a different part of the brain,
How often do our goals get sabotaged? Snares, blockages, detours, right? At least for me. And I'll fight through them, but it just seems like the norm over the last 10, 12 years to me.
You know what? The whole power of manifesting, it is something to really look into. And I think that's what happens, because it's like you thought about it, and I think you had a strong emotion about it. And then the opportunity, the quote unquote perfect opportunity came up for it that you cannot explain. That happens to me all the time. And things that like only I know. because only I'm the one who thought of it or had a, had that idea, and then it comes to pass. There's like multiple, and I believe that we all have that power. We have to put. I'm learning this. We have to put emotion behind it, passion. Like if I want something, like just focus on it, but at the same time, put like emotion behind it. And who knows when it'll come about? But like in your case, it came about, and in great ways that really surprised you. So maybe that might be your guardian angel, guiding angels. Like
I don't think you could sit at the kitchen table and stare at the table and go, there should be $100 bills wrapped in a rubber band on that table. I don't think you can like force it like that, like actively force it. It's something
that's too obvious.
Yeah.
It has to be more like, I don't know, like to the heart.
Yeah.
Only like, I don't know. For me, it's happened a lot where I'd be like totally surprised, like, wow, this was specifically, I know for a fact, for me in this instance, in terms of maybe people I talk to or people I meet or things I pick up, things that come across my vision or my peripheral, things I'll hear or listen to.
One thing I've noticed locally, I live on a 3-lane boulevard. It goes 3 lanes both ways. It's kind of not a city, but it's almost a city. And there are traffic issues, the little accidents and stuff like that, people doing stupid things. I don't know how many times I've either delayed myself at the house for some like reason, like, hey, let me just go out in the patio and sweep before I go, or some dumb thing like that, where I've been able to avoid accidents. Or I'll be driving and I'll think, well, I usually go 52, but today I'm going to go 45. I don't know, maybe there's a cop around. I'm just going to go easy on the boulevard and there'll be something up ahead, which is good. Like you said, guardian angel or something.
Yes, we all have that. It's just, are you attuned to them? They want your attention. They really do, but we're so distracted, right, with everything. But they do want your attention because it is powerful if you can link up with them and be on the same page, because they can lead you to green pastures if you follow them. Trust me.
At this point, I look at deities and angels and stuff like that as energy. I know that the narrative is like beings of light with like light halos and stuff, but I think it's about energy. That's where I am right now.
We're all energy.
But I think it's like only that. I don't think they're actually like physical.
Sure. I mean, me personally, I believe that there's spirits. Right? Spirits are energy, a form of energy. But we're all spirits in our meat suits, you know that. When I die or when you die, our spirit, leaves our body. So it's also
we're different right now because we're like bound to the attraction of the earth, whereas that's not the case for them.
Right. It's not. But they're here to help us and guide us.
A lot are, some aren't.
Exactly. I mean, I don't know if you have stories of like near-death experiences where like, holy moly, someone's watching out for you. I've had many, and I look back.
It's hard to say, but I did have 2 motorcycle accidents, and in the first one, I was like laying on my back, and I had been laying there for a while because 2 or 3 people had gotten to me at that point. So I probably lay in there at least half a minute or more. And I opened my eyes, and there was a lady looking down at me. She goes, "I thought you were dead." So I don't know.
Hey, use that as a springboard to get closer to your angel. Because you could have been dead. You could have died. You didn't.
And I'm going to add something to that you may be able to relate to. If you have an incident like that, like say something that's violent or like life-threatening or that kind of thing, think in your mind's eye, like think about it, okay? envision like what happened and maybe the trees or the road or the building or whatever it was. For me, I'm not like at ground level. As far as this accident goes, I'm like 40 yards away, 20 yards, almost like the height of a traffic signal, like looking at it is how I see it.
Yeah.
Like I wasn't even.
You maybe left your body for a little bit.
Could be.
Could be.
That's how I see it. But that's not the only time. I've had other, like.
Well, Dave, you need to use these experiences to get to know your spiritual guide better.
But it's not only for like tragic stuff. It's for like high energy, like fun or like same thing. Like I wheelied a motorcycle one time along this nice park. It was a really nice wheelie. I'm thinking, yeah, that was cool. If I think about it, I'm on the sidewalk looking at that. Like I'm not on it doing it. Yeah. That's how and another thing on a canoe trip, I went down this really nice, like long canoe trip with a buddy. I remember it as being like 20, 30 feet behind it and 10 feet above it, the way I look at it.
Interesting.
It is, yeah.
Wow. So, Dave, last question before you go. How do you feel about the truth community? Has it helped you? Are you disillusioned by it? What are your thoughts?
The first 3 days were really tough. My mind, I actually had, the forehead veins and that stuff was really tough. But after that, I realized most of the people I'm dealing with don't have my best interest in mind. And that's a big shift because I was like, yeah, of course the dentist wants to drill me and the doctor wants to, and this guy is going to charge me a fair price for this. And I just like, because people are okay, but you learn that the presentation is like, it's like the screen, that it's presented as whatever energy that is wants to present it, and it's fake. Like how much is fake? It's like almost everything, right?
Yeah. You got to figure out what the truth for yourself.
So it's a plus.
The onus is on
your question.
Control.
Okay, I'm going to hop off, and good talking to you and seeing you in Huntington Beach. That was good.
All right, Dave. Thanks for joining.
Bye for now. I'll be in chat.
All right. See you. That was Dave. Call for Zero. He did come to a meetup with Brian Stavely. That is where I met him, as well as a few other truthers. Thank you for joining, David. Julio says, I recommend y'all practice lucid dreaming if y'all enjoy that sort of thing. I don't dream anymore, and I've already done it in the past. Not nearly as cool as living with a light spirit in real life, though. Yes. Find your light, your spirit guide, your guardian angel. Please do. They are there. You need to activate them. What does that mean, activate? It means that you need to be in tune with them. You need to vibrate with your spirit guide. And you're asking me, Hieu, how do I vibrate with my spirit guide? Well, I will tell you. First of all, you need to elevate on their level, or at least make effort to. Meaning, put in the work. If you're living a shitty life, your spirit guide is not going to meet you there. You know what I'm saying? Like, on that level. They're vibing way too high. Your spirit guide, and everybody has one, is there to lead you the way in a high elevated spiritual level. But you need to meet them halfway. That is when they will take you seriously and give you more clues that are more obvious. But like I said, you have to link up with them, vibrate the same vibration. What does that mean? Well, maybe you need to clean up after yourself. Have a tidy room. Declutter. You know? That'll make you feel light, less heavy. Try to eat healthy, exercise. That'll give you positive energy. Meditate. Do some stretching. Relax. Work on your circulation. Do some breathing exercises. That will get you on the similar wavelength as your spirit guide. And when you guys can link up, that is when the fun starts. Because that is when you're able to communicate, to listen to them, to go where they want you to go, to be led where you're supposed to be led instead of forcing things, trying to put a square peg in a round hole. Now you won't be doing that anymore because you will be in tune with your spirit guide. So when you are in tune, you go with your gut more and things will work out more because your spirit guide has led the way, because you guys are vibing on the same level. It takes effort. You need to put yourself into that vibration. And I guarantee you, your spirit guide will make themselves known to you, will direct your path during your day, so that the sleep that you get will be very restful sleep, because you know your spirit guide is carving the path for you for that next day. That's the truth of what I'm learning. Julio Luas again says, life is supposed to be fun. Health is a sign that you are in contact with your spirit guide. Yes. If you're healthy, that means you're doing something right. You are well balanced. Your body is balanced. It is getting what it needs. There is no unnecessary tension that your body is carrying. Your spirit guide will help you become relaxed, healthy, not just physically, but mentally. It is what it is, guys. I don't know how much longer I can go tonight. It's almost 9 p.m. here. Thanks for joining. There's still 6 y'all. Thank you for joining. Those who are live, it is best live, but there are also those who watch Hieu TV after the live version, which is still good. I hope you're getting something out of this video. And I know there's a lot of ranting and monologuing from me, but I wanted to share my thoughts and feelings on the truth community. I'm grateful for it. I love it. It has brought me to this place where I'm able to springboard from the community and find my own truth from within, doing the work myself, knowing myself, even pushing myself to different limits, expecting that I can go further than I sometimes think I can. And to put myself in a vibration that is high, that I'm led by my spirit guides, so that I can elevate and be the best version Hieu version 99.0 can be. We all have our versions, whether it's version 1.0, 5.0, 10.0, 30.0, 90.0. It's up to you, the individual, to upgrade yourself. I can't do it for you. You can't do it for me. It is up to you to do it yourself. And that requires being reflective during your day, studying wisdom and truth, not taking the victim mentality in life. Be strong, Carve your own path. Make your own reality. Vibe high with the people who want to vibe high with you. And it's a daily effort. Every morning when you wake up, you got to start all over again and vibe that frequency that you need to vibe at. Every morning, it starts all over again. You got to do it again and again and again and again. And I think that is the reincarnation of our lives, is every day we have to start that mentality again and again and choose the vibration, the frequency that we want to be at. Not only one day of the week, but 7 days of the week. The whole month, 12 months of the year, that becomes our reality. And we don't expect anything lower or worse. We expect high, great things of ourselves because we are truthers who want to seek happiness and not suffer and not see other people suffer. And I think when you can do that with an attitude of gratefulness, understanding the pitfalls of this reality, yes, it is wacky world, wacky circus world. However, we need to find our gratefulness and our joy in the things that we find delightful. So figure that out for yourselves. Oh man. I think I was monologuing way too long. Thanks for joining, guys. I know we haven't seen each other in a while, but I think this was a great live stream, a great video. Thanks for joining, and see you on the next one. All right. I'll close out, and yep. Glad that you guys are here. Peace.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Is this not why you are here? Yeah, dig that. Shit, you shut up. You shut up.
You were great tonight. There she is, the wonderful lady. Right? Personality plus all the time. Every time I come in here. Nothing but smiles for me. Whatever. I'm ready to eat. Here it is.
I couldn't touch it. Why do you have to a major production every time we go out and embarrass me? You know what? Oh, God. Jesus Christ, that's what all I have.
Our little boy is all grown up tonight. And you know what, big boy? You're grown up. You're grown up. Yeah, dig that.
Did you know the earth was flat? The ball of bitches smoking crack. They hate and they always mad, cause they cannot prove shit. I see deep in the asses' eyes. All they do is tell us lies. The earth is not a fucking globe. Y'all can suck my dick. The earth is not no ball. Who the fuck told you that? All you baller bitches need to get fucking slapped. Water always fine, yeah, it's on level. All you baller bitches worship the devil. Suck my balls, y'all can lick them through my drawers. I told y'all 100 times, the earth don't fucking curve. Use your fucking common sense, don't be a stupid bitch. Water is that's not big, and gravity is fake. The earth is not no ball. Who the fuck fucking slapped. Water always fine, it's on level. All you baller bitches worship the devil. Told you that all you baller bitches need to get fucking slapped. Water always fine, it's on level. All you baller bitches worship the devil.